Hello everyone, this is Bill coming to you from the backyard, and you can see I got a new guava tree and I got a little critter here that we need to get rid of. And you can see here all this plants in the greenhouse. These are my tropicals, subtropicals, except for that. But everything's doing real well. Lychee tree, cha-cha-cha. My sapote is doing real well here. It's really loving it. My lemon drop mangosteen, look at the new growth. They did come out curling a little bit, but I did add a little bit more shade cloth on top here. That really helped out. Same with the cha-cha, got a little bit of burn, but you can see the new growth. I doubled this up. I need to go do a little bit more on the sunscreen. One thing that's doing real well is my brown sugar sapodilla. Look at all the new growth. My mango. My javas are doing real well in here. Soursop, peanut butter plant. My cutie that I got from Hubba Joe. This is a weed that needs to go down. Another weed. This is a plant I got from Adam out there at Flying Fox. We got some things doing really well. The dwarf moringa. As you can see, all my plants that are here under the shade cloth is doing real well. As I come out, I have all my vegetables. Right. Oh, look at here. Cucumber. Got a nice sized tomato there. Something's been eating on my tomatoes. I got a little critter that likes to come and munch. I'll put it over there and let him eat. Got to share with nature, I guess. Four different types of cucumbers here. I got some sweet peppers, and these are, they're called top hat cherries. Tomatoes, this one here, looks like it's about ready. They're supposed to turn orange. Got a tomato plants, watermelon, green beans, peppers. We got a little bit of everything growing in here. I'm just trying to keep us fed here as we wander around. Sweet potatoes, zucchini, carrots, another tomato. I'm going to be changing this box over today. It's going into herbs. I got all kinds of different herbs here that we'll be putting in. Chocolate. We got all kinds of stuff here. We got spearmint. We got, what do we got here? Well, cinnamon basil right here. Echinacea there that I'll be putting in. The vine's doing good. Some more herbs. Strawberry patch. I planted some pole beans, got more beans. Once again, just some flowers. Poblano melons, doing real well here. Moringa. I put this moringa tree in, and this one came back. So this moringa tree is doing real well here. Tangatuba. I got a couple off of here. It's been flowering like crazy. I don't see any more. I'm kind of up on this fruit here. Not too sure, but we'll see. The cherimoya's got a little bit of sun damage, but I've been watering the hell out of it. The comfrey, another Tangatuba ice cream bean. Been working back over in here. I gotta get this straightened up, this shade cloth here. Jamaican cherry tree, also known as like a strawberry tree. Looks like we got fruit on here, lots of flower set. So there's a fruit here. Let's get it in focus. Yeah, right here. There's more on here. The black sapote was flowering. I think it dropped its flowers. Poor plant. This thing's been with me for 3 years. It dies back in the winter and comes back in the summer. My blue coup, Logan, Jabba de Caba. I got it out there at Vista Nursery. I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna put it. A couple ice cream beans. I'm gonna separate out the loquats today. Gotta do that. More tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, watermelon, carrots, arugula, some more melon. Orange cherry tomato. Man, this thing made it over the winter. And boy, is it producing. Got some peppers on there I need to pick. Pineapple, some more melon. Everbearing mulberry. Spicy Z. Apple tree. We got an apple here. So this year I'm gonna take my practice on grafting. So I think I'll graft maybe 2 varieties onto this to help pollinate. Candy Heart, new to the backyard. I need to cut it back, but it's doing real well. And the stone fruit in here is just growing like a wild weed. Sunflower. The peach tree's really taken off. The critter was over here munching on peaches. So I gotta start protecting. White sapote. I was really bummed. I was in here taking this tag off that was in here, and I hit the branch and 2 sapotes hit the ground. So just kind of the way it goes. This is a young tree. I've had this tree for 3 years, but a couple years in a pot. This is the first year in the ground. I think I'm gonna paint these branches. I don't want it to get sunburned. Bananas, growing like wild. Champagne loquat, I'm gonna dig those up today and pot those. So I'll have a couple extra. Bakash, fig, doing real well here. The Peter honey, lots of production on the Peter honey. Like I said, I gotta get in here and clean up bananas. Blood orange for next year, doing real well. My Cahola Loggins are really growing like a weed. Brought it back from death. This thing gave me fruit, and then it died all the way back down to the ground, and it shot 2 shoots off, but it's really holding. So, and passion fruit. This is its 3rd year in the ground, and this thing is just producing hundreds and hundreds of these passion fruit. And I just got some flowers in the box. Other one that's fairly new to the backyard is the burgundy plum. Not let it hold any fruit this year. Comfrey, oregano, Let's kind of come back over here. 20th century Asian pear tree. It flowered, but there's no fruit. And that's good because it's its first year in the ground. Didn't really want it to fruit, and I hate picking fruit off. It's so hard. Sweet treat. I haven't got down in here. I did see fruit earlier, but I haven't been able to get in here. I got to get in here. I cut back a little bit this summer already, but you can see all the crazy growth going on here. And it's just crazy growth. It's like a jungle back here. Now, I do have some stone fruit in here. There's nothing on the Spicy Z, I know that. And I don't know about the Dapple Dandy. I mean, I try to get in here, but I need to really get in here and hack away and cut it back. But I just want it to grow, and then I'm gonna come in and chop everything down. Just gotta wait for the fruit on some of these to ripen up. Flavor Delight, got a few pieces of fruit. Really butchered these trees back last year. Got them where they're shaped down. So here today, I'm hoping to get in here and then just start cutting these back about a third, and I'll chop and drop. The same here with the Cotton Candy Apium. I got the size I want, so now it's just managing it. So few fruit off this, nothing in the production that I was thinking it would get. Thompson seedless grapes, got some onions in the box, and just staying with everything, keeping everything watered. Ginger. I'm trying to interplant more and more. That's what I've been doing. You can see the passion fruit, all kinds of it. And even on the other side as we go, you can just see all this passion fruit, just loaded with passion fruit. And it's doing exactly what I want it to do. It's covering this fence line. As we mosey over here to my guava box, comfrey in the box. I cut the lower branches on this yesterday and kind of cut it back a little bit, but I'm gonna have lots of fruit this year on this guava tree. You can just see all the fruit. Oops, let me get it in focus. There we go. Yeah, there's fruit all over this. Last year I got a few pieces of fruit. Me and the rat or possum, whatever it was battling. I got one good piece of fruit that was really ripe off this, and it was really good. It's the pink Hawaiian guava. My lemon guava, it doesn't touch this, and I got quite a few fruits on this. This is its second year in the ground. I moved the flowering plant over here, and you can see more passion fruit just all over the vine. The pineapple guava. I am gonna get some pineapple guavas off of this. I have seen them. They're kind of scarce, but this is its second year in the ground. Going on its third, so we'll see. I eat the flowers. I love the flowers on this. But you can see here, it's gonna put out a little bit of fruit this year. Once again, water, man, I've just been watering. My Subcut seedless red grape, it's growing. Got lots of grapes on here. As we walk onto the parkway, let's start here with the white pomegranate. It did flower, but all the flowers dropped. I've had this for a couple of years, but this is the first year in the box, so in the ground. We'll see what happens here. Once again, I water. It's been well over 100 for the last couple of weeks. And so I just keeping these ground really watered up. Next year I should get some production off this pomegranate. This is one I'll probably graft again once it gets more into the box. Probably next year I'm going to graft a couple of other varieties off of this. Also, another one that was new to the backyard, I got from Gary out there at Laguna Hills Nursery, Dave Wilson. You can see the persimmon tree, and you can see the growth. So I'll get in here and shape this thing up. You can see I got persimmons. I got a few persimmons on here. Some of them I pulled, but I'll have a couple. It can handle it. The tree's doing pretty good. The wife loves her sunflowers. Adding more into the boxes here, but you can see the sunflower chop and drop. Bad little boy. Ooh, got some nice stickers on it. This is my Cocoa Jujube. And it's been flowering, and it's just growing. I think this year I'll be able to take the cage. I put the cage around it to protect it. We have rabbits and stuff running around here. It was a pretty small tree when I got it, but boy, has it really put on some growth. It's loving it out here. So hopefully I'll be able to take the cage off of it this year and let it survive. And then my sugarcane jujube. You can see all the flowering. This thing's been flowering, and then it kind of grew, and then it started flowering again. And this branch here is new. Look at the flowers. Look at all the flowers on here. So I'm gonna have to support that branch. I'm kind of excited for this. It's doing real well here in the box, in the ground. My Saturn Donut Peach. Picked all the peaches off. There was only a couple. I pulled them. This is the first year in the ground. So next year we'll get some production on this. I'll be shaping this tree up this winter, getting her shaped up. You can see the passion fruit on the vine. This is on the street side. I mean, just lots and lots of passion fruit all the way up and down the fence. So I'll have lots of passion fruit this year. Flowers and stuff. There's a passion fruit. Look at how big it hit the ground. Another pineapple guava. Kind of keeping it a bush form here. And I've been working over here, chipping and shredding. I cleaned all this out. I'm going to get a little bit more sun in here. Ice cream bean and my Kerry variety. Starfruit, Combola. And then I have my other. I thought this tree, I put it in the ground, and you know, once again, I put it in the ground and the ground was real wet, and I mixed some peat moss and stuff in there, and this tree was been flowering in the pot and just going like crazy, and then I put it in the ground, and it kind of went into like a shock a little bit, and you can see here where the branches, all the leaves dropped, and you can see how it is here, but look at the new growth. So that tells me it's rooting in the ground. So, and so I have a couple different varieties of Combola here. I can't wait. Probably be next year's production. Just let this thing get in the ground. The Kerry's been in the ground. This is, it's going on its third summer. So getting a lot of new growth. It flowered over here earlier and no fruit. It didn't set no fruit, but it did flower, but it hasn't flowered since. I'm trying to keep the branches from off the ground. I got to get over here and work a little harder. Chipping and shredding. I cut all these branches off in here and piled them, and I've been chipping and shredding and getting all this cleaned up. And my jungle continues. Morning glory. And then my yellow bell. It's dropped back. That thing has just been, it's growing like a weed. My mulberry, my white mulberry out front here. It's doing good. Got water out here. Just some other plants. The white Vista white loquat. Put a lot of mulch in these boxes, underneath these trees. It's going through transition. And the tangerine tree. It's going on its second year in the ground, and I have lots of tangerines. Last year I got one off of this. It dropped everything else. This year though, we have tangerines. It is shedding some off, but it's keeping a lot on here. So this tree is growing a lot. It's doing real well out front here. I want to put another tree over in here, maybe one over here. So I'll be working on that. It's just too hot to get out here and move rock and do all of that right now. I'll probably wait for fall to get everything prepped in. I'm not sure yet. It's just a lot of work. Moving this rock. And my big priority this winter is going to be, I'm going to start running irrigation. So that's the plan. So I'll be working on that a lot this year in the winter. So I'm gonna probably run a pipe out, and then it'll go down, and then I'll have my black tube and I'll go into the boxes. The bananas are doing real well. And I got one cherry off my Barbados cherry, but look at this. Beautiful. Boy, this is one tree loving the heat. Just loving. Just look at the new growth here. This is all new growth. Just loving it. The sapote is getting a little fried from the heat, the new growth. So I'm gonna paint this in here. I think that's what I'll be doing here in a few minutes. You can see the loquats starting to get some new growth on it. I gotta dig those out. So the lemon tree is loaded with lemons, and look at all the new growth. If you remember, if you followed me at all, or if you look back in my videos, this thing produces more than I'll ever eat, and the whole neighborhood eats on this. All this in here was, a couple branches broke here, and I cut them. And this is all new growth on this side here. So the cranberry hibiscus is doing real well here. It's really loving it. The cherimoya, all the new growth. But you can see on the late afternoon sun, it gets fried, but you know, look at the new growth going on here. This is its second year in the ground. I've had this tree for about 3 years. So comfrey in the box. Dragon fruit I need to stake up. It's growing like a little weed in here. My honeyberries were hurting. I had them over there. and too much sun for them. Artichokes, lemongrass. So that's about it. That's a little tour of the backyard today. And I hope everybody is enjoying their summer. I know that it's been over 100 here for the last week. Gonna be another week of it. And I'm here in Southern California, and I gotta fix this shade structure. I think I'm gonna lower it down. I hope everybody just keeps growing. We'll talk to everybody later.